It's vlog week. Yeah. So as always, I think it's always now, has been common, I am recording this Thursday afternoon and you'll get it Friday morning before I go to work. Part of that's because, one, I have to go to work tomorrow, and two, I'm off work today. So I've got a better chance to like record this, get it edited, and that way I just have to post it tomorrow morning and not have to worry about trying to remember to do it after work, because every time I literally don't properly upload the video before work, I remember it the next day before work, and then I'm just like, oh, excellent, great. But the other reason why I'm definitely doing this one today, Thursday, rather than tomorrow, Friday, is because this week's really gonna be weird. My parents are actually leaving tomorrow morning at like 3 in the morning for a week-long vacation in Panama, because they're contemplating whether or not they're going to move down there for an extended period of time. So I'm gonna wake up tomorrow before work and post this and be the only one in the house for the next week. So in some ways this is like, I'm looking forward to it, just have the space all to myself, because legitimately today when I went for a shower I just played music and grooved and sang, which I can't do for most of my showers because there are other people in the house and I don't want to disturb them, right? So it means like I get to watch what television I want to, I can have people over without having to consider where my parents are. Like, I'm not saying I hate living with them, it's definitely not that. It's just when you live with other people you have to be considerate of what they're doing. So I don't always feel like I can invite people into this space because it's not purely my space. So like when Caroline and I lived together, usually, well, the people who were coming over were people we shared relationships with. And it was agreed upon in advance that people would be coming over between these times for these reasons, right? But I know full well if I was just like, hey mom, hey dad, I'm gonna bring so-and-so over, they would be like, cool. But I also don't want to be like, and can you not be here? So a lot of the hanging out I do is definitely out of the apartment, and that's good for other reasons, right? Like getting me out of the apartment. But it's just going to be interesting to have the space for myself. But it means I need to remember to do things that like I haven't done by myself consistently for like 2 years now. And the main thing is like consistently cooking for myself and not just throwing something cheap in like a microwavable meal or something like that, but like actually cooking. Because I did that living in my apartments, but when I moved to do my master's and I was back in a dorm, I didn't need to do that. And then I moved back in with my parents. So we all share the responsibility, but there is never a point where any of us have to do the full responsibility. There are definitely points where like we volunteer, like, oh yeah, no, I'll go ahead and just make this meal. But you always get offers to help, and you can always help if you need additional things, right? And ask for help if you need it. So it's just gonna be weird for the next week not having that. But like I said, I was also used to my own space. I lived by myself for a year. And if they do head off really any place, I'm going to be back to that. So that's another thing I've got to get used to. Though this time around, I do have the cat. I'm not entirely on my own. I do have Tiggs to take care of. So I have to remember, like, get up and feed her in the morning, feed her at night. I give them these responsibilities, which are usually shared between the group of us. It's on me right now. But it's not like I wish I could be out. I'm definitely a homebody right now. But I've got things I'm focusing on. Like today, today has been a thesis day for sure. I've been reading through things, taking out excess words, rewording sentences that I feel are off, adding some additional spots, like things like that. I've got a chapter and the conclusion left to go. So I'm hoping to get that all done today, because I would love to send it off tomorrow, because the due date we've got set is September 1st, and I do want everybody to check it over at least one more time. I have some questions I need to ask in that email about the report that needs to go with it. But if I can do that, like, before this vacation for my parents starts, then that opens up me to be able to breathe a little more this week, unless people get back to me, like, right away. Because the thesis is important right now, right? So the moment somebody sends it back, then I need to work on it again. But timing-wise, if I can just have at least the start of this week, like, fully to take care of myself, while working again on some more of my personal projects. Like, I want to work up, I'm still editing Wolves, so I'd love to work on that. And I've got a plan for this Sunday that's going to result in a video somewhere down the line. Probably it will come out if, like, my phone is just absolutely full of notes and schedules right now. These ones are for thesis, but I have, like, work hours here. I've got my Friday videos list where I'm trying to keep track of all of that. So if this is right, it should be coming out in September if I get it filmed this Sunday. But I requested the time off, and even though it was a blackout date, I got that time off, which, like, thank you, boss, for that. You were awesome. So Sunday at least is going to be a day fully for me, where I'm getting stuff for 2 videos, truth be told. I do have plans that's going to get me footage for 2 videos, and just spend time for myself. I'm going to make a slow cooker meal that I haven't had for the past 2 years. Last time I had it was back in my apartment. So my dad and I went grocery shopping for me yesterday, all with this plan that this next week is going to be me in the apartment. I mean, I'm still going to be working. I should be getting that shift schedule for next week tomorrow before I go to work. Here's hoping. So, like, there's still work shifts to do, and I still have personal projects to work on. But legitimately, I'd love points where after work I can just, like, watch shows on Netflix that I know my parents wouldn't have an interest in watching, so I haven't tried to watch while they are in the living room or they want to watch things on TV. Because I can survive, like, with my computer and my phone perfectly easy, but I don't have, like, neither of those things are connected to Netflix. Maybe I should get them connected to Netflix, but maybe also that's just going to prevent me from doing a lot of my projects. So that might be a bad idea. But it would be nice at points this week where I can, like, legitimately just unwind and relax. So I've got things planned out. Other things, though, it means are on hold, like driving right now, because with my G1 I can't drive by myself. But we've been practicing. I'm still not good at parking, but I've legitimately driven a longer distance. When we went up to the storage unit, I drove most of the way there, most of the way back. I've driven through the city in the evening after work once, which was a little nerve-wracking because there's other vehicles, right? But I'm starting to do those more complicated things. But driving for this week isn't going to happen, right? Because the people I need to have physically in the car to be able to do that aren't going to be here. That just means I have time, like I said, to relax or work on other projects. Thesis is coming first. I am planning basically to go back, I'll get this rendering and start working on that last chapter and the conclusion, and then get that sent off hopefully today. It's only 2:45, so I should be able to do it if I, again, sit down and concentrate on it like I have been. And then sometime this evening, my parents are going to be packing, doing laundry. I'm probably going to do the dishes. And then I said to them, like, we'll say goodbye tonight, because I do have to work tomorrow. So if I hear them and wake up at 3 in the morning, okay, but they know, don't worry about trying to wake me up. Say goodbye. Like, we'll say goodbye tonight. That might sound awful, but like I said, I have to work tomorrow. And I have trouble getting to sleep right now as it is because of the heat. So it's an understanding. But it's going to be an interesting week. My to-do list on my phone is, for once, finally, it's now starting to look like I'm actually getting some things done. Because at the start of July, and I know we're into August now, but at the start of July, like, none of these things were done. And some of them are starting to get done, which is fantastic. Notably, Book and Page Season 1, all the videos are filmed for it. I just have to post them all. I've started to learn how to drive, which was a big, major concern. I've got a full book list on my computer now that I can keep updating as I get more books, so I now have a clear way of checking what I do and don't have, which has been a killer to try and remember what's in the storage unit when all I could see is what's on my bookshelf. So I am getting things on my to-do list done. Thesis hopefully is going to get added to that soon. But it's into August. My working season is like half over right now because it's August, September, and October. Heat-wise, I am looking forward to September. But I'll fully admit it's also a little hard because a lot of the younger people I'm working with are going back to university. And I'm like super jealous. my little heart, like, because this is yet another September that I won't be heading back to class of any sort. I will be submitting my thesis and hopefully defending my thesis, but it's different. So the other hope is, like, while I'm getting these things done, I can focus on that stuff and not be, like, super upset or jealous about where I am or am not, but focus on what I'm doing now and what I can do. So I'm going to try and have some fun this week and enjoy the space, cook for myself. We'll see how that goes. And I will talk to you soon. Bye!